How to remove crazy glue. Crazy glue, also known as super glue, is a versatile bonding agent that sticks to nearly any surface. Accidentally applying it to a surface can be a major headache because it is hard to remove. Luckily, acetone, which is found in most nail polish removers, is great for dissolving crazy glue. Otherwise, you can use soap and warm water or a gentle abrasive. Note, acetone, which is recommended heavily in this article, is extremely flammable. Do not use it to dissolve crazy glue while smoking or near an open flame. Method 1: Removing crazy glue from the skin and body. 1. Use a cotton ball soaked in acetone to dissolve the glue. Acetone works very well for getting crazy glue off of the skin. Wet a cotton ball or Q-tip in the acetone, then gently rub it on the dried glue. Give it a few seconds to soften the glue, then wipe with a rag and repeat. Rinse with water when finished. Using a nail polish remover that contains some percentage of acetone is probably your best bet. You can use pure, 100% acetone, but this can be somewhat harsh on the skin, causing dryness and irritation. If the glue is stuck somewhere where using acetone may get it into your body, like your mouth, your nose, your eyes, and so on, don't use acetone. Instead, scroll down for additional tips and tricks. 2. Alternatively, soak your skin in warm, soapy water and gently scrub. If you don't have acetone or you're worried about drying your skin out, don't worry, you can get rid of crazy glue with plain old soap and water, though it will take a little more time. Wet the dried glue in the warm water, then gently rub with a rag, an old toothbrush, or another mild abrasive. Be patient and the glue will eventually start to peel off. If two fingers are stuck together, one way to get them apart is to gently ease a pencil between them and start rolling it back and forth. This slowly opens a gap, freeing the fingers. Never force apart two pieces of skin that are stuck together. This can cause painful tearing or irritation. 3. Apply warm water to lips stuck with glue. When glue is stuck to part of your body where harsh chemicals like acetone shouldn't be applied, use alternative fixes. For instance, if your lips are glued together, press them into warm water to loosen the glue. At the same time, use saliva from inside your mouth as you roll your lips together. The constant heat and gentle motion should separate the lips fairly quickly. Leftover glue on the lips can be annoying, but don't worry, it will break down within a maximum of 1 to 2 days. 4. Wash your eyelid with warm water if it becomes stuck with glue. As with the lips, acetone should not be used on or near the eyes. Instead, delicately apply warm water, minus soap, which can irritate your eye, with a gentle rag. If the eyelid does not eventually open on its own, do not force it eyelid open. Apply a gauze patch to protect the eye. The glue will break down within 1 to 4 days and your eye will be able to open. 5. If you get glue on your eyeball, let it break down naturally. Crazy glue that dries directly on your eyeball can be seriously irritating, but since touching your eye can make matters worse, it's best to leave it alone. Luckily, the glue bond will release within several hours as the protein in the outer membrane disassociates from the eye. Your eye will probably water during this period and you may experience double vision or blurriness. See a physician after the glue has broken down to ensure there is no permanent damage to your eye. Crazy glue shouldn't cause permanent damage on its own, but major eye irritation can have long-lasting effects. 6. Consider using commercial bonder solutions. A special type of glue remover advertised under the name bonder, super solvent, or glue remover is sold in craft and hobby stores and online for fairly cheap, usually less than $10 for a bottle. Bonders are often made with chemicals like nitromethane, which can be gentler on the skin than acetone. However, not all bonders are the same, so check the product's packaging carefully for safety information before making a purchase. Method 2: Removing crazy glue from fabric. 1. Gently scrub with acetone and a toothbrush. Crazy glue can be tricky to get out of the tight, interwoven fibers of fabric or clothing. For most fabrics, acetone is your best bet. Put a drop or two of acetone on the bristles of an old toothbrush. Starting from the outside and working your way to the inside of the fabric, gently rub the glued area with the toothbrush to remove the glue. It isn't always possible to remove 100% of the glue from the fabric this way, but it should dissolve most of it. Never use acetone on fabrics made from mod acrylic, acetate, triacetate, or natural hair fibers like silk, wool and fur. Acetone can dissolve or damage these materials, causing permanent damage to the fabric. If you're not sure whether acetone is safe for your fabric, dab a tiny bit on an inconspicuous part of the fabric and wait 5 minutes to see if any damage occurs. 2. Pre-treat and launder delicate fabrics. If you're dealing with a fabric that acetone can't be used on safely, use ordinary laundry detergent to help loosen the glue. Before washing, gently rub your normal detergent into the spot with dried glue with an old toothbrush or a rag, taking care not to damage the fabric with rough scrubbing. Toss the garment into the washing machine and set the water to the hottest setting allowed on the garment's care label. Check the fabric after washing. You may need to repeat several times to get the glue out. You don't need to launder your damaged fabric by itself. To use efficient use of water and electricity, launder it with a load of similar fabrics. The glue will not affect the other items in the wash. 3. When all else fails, see a professional. Crazy glue can be notoriously difficult to get out of fabric, especially if you don't want to ruin the fabric while removing the glue. If you have a glue stain on an especially valuable piece of fabric or you haven't been able to get it out with other methods, consider enlisting the help of a professional. Commercial dry cleaners will usually be able to get glue stains out, while larger items like rugs and pieces of furniture can be cleaned by home cleaning specialists. Method 3. Removing crazy glue from benchtops and floors. 1. Soften the glue with acetone. For hard surfaces like floors, countertops, tables, and so on, acetone is once again a great first move. Apply acetone to the tip of a cotton swab and rub it onto the glued area. The acetone will soften the glue. You may even be able to rub it off with a rag afterward. Be careful when using acetone on painted surfaces. Acetone is a common ingredient in many paint thinners and solvents, so it can dissolve paint on contact. This isn't a big deal if you're willing to repaint, but if not, you may want to think twice. 2. Carefully scrape with a putty knife. For glue that won't come off with simple application of acetone, you may need to use mechanical action to get the glue off. Hard, flat metal or hard plastic tools like putty knives, butter knives, and so on are your best bet. Scrape at a diagonal angle with firm pressure to chip the hardened crazy glue away. Be careful not to scratch or gouge your surface when getting the glue off. Push your tool in the direction of the surface, not down into it. 3. Use sandpaper to wear away at persistent glue. When all else fails, a fine grit sandpaper can help you remove crazy glue and get your surface smooth again. Stop and check your work frequently while sanding. You don't want to accidentally sand past the dried-on glue and wear away at the surface underneath. For big jobs, wear a dust mask to ensure you don't breathe any particles kicked up by your sanding. Method 4. Removing crazy glue from glass. 1. Paint glass with acetone to loosen the glue. As in the methods above, acetone will work wonderfully to dissolve glue on most glass surfaces. Soak a cotton swab in acetone and rub it directly onto the dried glue, then follow by rubbing with a rag. The glue should start to soften and come off with a few applications. Don't use acetone on plexiglass and other glass alternatives made from plastic. Acetone will eat away at these materials over time, eventually dissolving them into a liquid, though this requires prolonged contact. 2. Alternatively, use soapy water. Another way to work crazy glue off of glass is to soak glass items in warm, soapy water. Scrub the glue gently with an old toothbrush or a gentle abrasive in the water. If you're careful not to scrape or gouge, you can even use a plastic putty knife to help chip the glue off. Be patient. Over time, the glue should begin to flake away. If two pieces of glass are stuck together, submerge both in warm soapy water. Let sit for at least 15-20 minutes. As the glue loosens, pry the glass objects apart cautiously. If you experience strong resistance, stop to avoid breaking the glass. 3. Use toothpaste as an abrasive. While abrasives like sandpaper will leave glass so scratched and marred that it's no longer transparent, one gentle and unlikely abrasive is actually suitable for use on glass: toothpaste. To use toothpaste this way, follow the steps below. Squeeze out toothpaste onto your finger and apply it to the glued area. Start scrubbing with a sponge or a gentle wool cloth. Scrub for a couple of minutes until the glue softens. Try to peel the glue of the object with your fingernail. If it's a small patch, it should start to lift off. This method doesn't always work with really big patches of glue, but it does well when there are small spots of glue here and there. Tips. To prevent super glue accidents in the future, cover your work area with a disposable, non-permeable material like aluminum foil before you begin working. Protective gloves and eyewear can also prevent nasty spills on the skin. Wash your hands after using any acetone-based product to remove glue. Apply hand lotion afterward to prevent your skin from drying out. Warnings. Pure acetone can discolor fabrics and damage countertop finishes. Take care when using acetone on these surfaces. When possible, use a dilute acetone solution, like most nail polish removers. Always work in a well-ventilated area when dealing with acetone and strong glues. These products can give off fumes which are harmful in enclosed spaces. As noted at the top of the article, acetone is very flammable, so never use it around lit cigarettes or open flames.